US is the US is working now unilaterally, and it doesn't bother about what others think and others' concerns are. As far as the US declared intentions of regarding Greenland is concerned, the action that US has taken against Venezuela, it speaks that the US does not care about international law. Now, conversely, I would say that the rivals of US, the response from them has been very mutated. China, Russia, they do not have much of liberty of action because of the distances involved and Russia's commitment in its own backyard in Ukraine. So from that point of view, it is going to be, unless there is another global system or global order in place, the present order is going to be the might is right, rule of jungle, and those kind of things. So we may not be really seeing application of international laws.
General Saab, might is right. You're absolutely right. We are living in a survival of the fittest condition. But now question is that if you are alone, you are isolated, even your friends are leaving you and joining your adversaries. So how can you alone survive in jungle type international system? I will ask you this question later on. Dr. Maria, would you like to respond to this question? Dr. Maria, are you with us?
Sir, I think she is not with us. Unfortunately, she is not.
Okay, fine. Another question, General Saab, which is coming from Haris Aziz, I think, if I am rightly pronouncing his name. His question is that what lesson we can learn from this development which is going on in international system where America is attacking one country on the basis of the ideal justification that we are going to bring stability in South America and we are going to Greenland so that we can secure security of our allies and United States of America. We are going Iran to liberate Irani people. So this is all ideal justification. How do you see this, sir?
Thank you very much. I think the biggest lesson is that now it is difficult to really trust America because they are acting uniformly as far as their friends and foes are concerned. And they are not cognizant of the international laws or norms or conventions, whatever we may say. So the biggest lesson is not to trust the US and look after our own interest. Second biggest lesson would be to build your own defensive or security capability and capacity. If I talk of Pakistan, Alhamdulillah, Pakistan is a nuclear capable country and declared nuclear power. So for that point of view, Pakistan has certain inbuilt or security. And another big lesson that is needed to support this kind of capability is unity within the country. If I particularly talk about Pakistan, we have a house in disorder. We have all kind of instabilities as of now. And we are trying to I would say, try out different government systems. So I think the biggest lesson would be to ensure unity within ourselves and putting our house in order. Rest, we have to decide that where does the sanity, where does the benevolence, where does the harmony lie, and where we are going to see the action of a Karakan or an agent of chaos, where the power is going to be ruthless as far as its own interests are concerned.
General Saab, we have another question, and that question is a little bit, I think, it is deviated from our topic today. The question is, which is raised by Ayman Nisar. The question is, the Arctic plays an important role in keeping the world's climate stable. As major powers compete for influence in the vulnerable region, how might this competition affect the Amazon rainforest, which also covers part of Venezuela?
Thank you very much. I did make a mention in my talk that Arctic Circle is creating another vulnerability for the US. If we see the map of Arctic Circle, around 50% of the area is with Russia. I would say 20 to 30% is Canada. Greenland may be 10 to 15%. Rather, I would say 20 to 30% is Greenland, and a small area is held with the US in the form of what's the name in the north? Just slipping out the name, the state that is there. Now, there is a contestation going on in Arctic Circle. We also know that because of global warming, it is a couple of years ago that for the first time North Pole got uncovered of the snow. So because of that reason, Arctic Circle is opening up a new trade corridor, which can be exploited by Russia. And that is a major concern of President Trump, whereby he said in his electioneering campaign that he will not let Russian and Chinese ships to move so freely in Arctic Circle. Now, definitely the point which has been raised, which is related to environment, that is going to be impacted because these Amazon forest, which is known as, I would say, breathing or lungs of the world, and then in the north, this Arctic Circle, if there is too much of movement and contestation in those regions, the overall global environment is going to change. And I think that the global warming will also hasten up. So it is not good from any point of view. But the US, which is facing now these challenges as far as the Western Hemisphere is concerned, has no option but to exercise its, I would say, operational options to exercise control over these regions.
Right, sir. I think Dr. Maria has left the site.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay, you are here. Dr. Maria, would you like to reply? Have you listened the question?
That one, no, but I saw one question in the chat, and I think is
please.
Only I can answer it, but because it's about the situation with the relation between Venezuela and United States, and I think in the first time when Maduro came to be a president of Venezuela, the United States and start to don't recognize him and start to have the problems, the biggest problem with the Nicolás government. But of course, it's the same political process. Was different leader, but the same background. And we stop it. 2015 when they leave the country, and but actually Trump say they will to open the embassy again, and but we don't know how will be the relation between the government and them until now. But in one way we win, because they want to try for many times to become a president of Venezuela, the opposition, and this position really Corina Machado and Juan Guaido, who live now in United States, and of course he can. Corina is a Nobel Prize. It's so funny. She's a Nobel Prize because she many times is come to save us. And say many times he's speaking with the with all the team of Maduro is the same. He's talking with the Chavismo, and they know the only people who can control the situation in the country is the government of Maduro. But actually, the debate in between us is like, how will be the relation with United States? We will do everything like they want. In what way or what? It's really hard for us because we are trying for a long time to establish with them an equal relation in fight, but we don't want to sell our country because the oil is our resource, and we have also the same right than the United States or any country to build our country in better way. And many people say, where is the oil of Venezuela? Until now, I don't see in Venezuela. Most of them are stupid, of course, because we have education for free in Venezuela until the university. We have a health system also for free. And we have a lot of things. The service in Venezuela are really cheaper because all of these come from the oil. And also the government built around 4 million of house for people for family in Venezuela. This is really important in this world when it's really difficult to have a home in any country. It's really hard to do it, and we did it. We did it with the oil, and this is the situation for us, actually, to think about how will be the relation with them and how we will deal about our resources inside the country for our society.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maria. I think it is very hard to ignore United States of America because still America is a dominant theme in international politics and international relations. But you want equal relationship with United States of America, and President Trump says that they are the champion. Recently, they have given their new security strategy in which they have mentioned 5 codes and regional champions. So America, apparently, it seems that America doesn't like any part to intervene into their area of influence, which is rightly pointed out by Major General Samrez Salik. General Saab, another question which is coming from Mubashara Khan, and she asks, could a unilateral or extra institutional capture of Maduro incentivize Russia and China to formalize parallel legal and enforcement mechanism, thereby accelerating institutional bifurcation in an already fragmenting international order? Please unmute. General Saab, please unmute.
Thank you very much. Very interesting question. I would say that while on one hand, the US is bent upon bringing chaos to the existing global order, a disarray, I would say that might is right, the rule of jungle, what we have already talked about. The rivals of the US, although it doesn't incentivize everybody on the globe of Earth, anybody who has the power can resort to this kind of action because it has been, in a way, brought out as a new normal. Now, for example, Indian leaders are now boasting around that if US can intervene into Venezuela, why we cannot intervene into Pakistan? Although it's a far cry, it's a very difficult undertaking. They cannot even think of doing that. But what I'm saying is that it does incentivize and it does create a parallel or a precedent for the others to follow. Having said that, I would like to say that the rivals of the US, which is Russia and China, they are going to work or strive for an order in the global order rather than a disordered global order, which America is trying to bring because of its frustration and anxiety. Earlier, if America was knocking at the back door of Russia, now Russia and China are beginning to start knocking at the back door of the US. So US is in a reactive mode. It does incentivize them, but I do not foresee them doing these kind of things.
Janasab, is it the extension of US world order that you mentioned in 1993?
Sorry, please.
Is it whatever the United States of America is doing, is it the extension of the world order that US gave in 1993 after disintegration of the United States? Oh, sorry, Soviet Union, former Soviet Union. Sorry.
Definitely. The point is that after Cold War, once the world transited from realist global order to a liberalist global order, so it was a sole superpower. And since then till today, there is no check on the US. Earlier in the realist global order, there was a check in the form of Soviet Union. So there was a semblance of fair play or a bit of justice on the globe of Earth. Once US became the sole superpower, the US had the right to do anything that they wanted to do. So they started questioning other nations on human rights, on liberal order, on democracy, on those kind of things. But now the US has further transited from a liberal global order to, I would say that a global bully. They become a global bully because their power as of now is unchallenged. And although the actions that they are doing, they are aiming at securing themselves, but we have discussed earlier that these are rather making them insecure. So this brashness, this I would say being very, very aggressive, this is not going to pay them very well. The US has two basic functions. One is its isolationism, that it caters for its own house, and second is its global leadership role. So if it focuses more on isolationism, it loses on the global leadership role. But if it focuses on the global leadership role, it has to compromise something on its isolationism. So it is facing challenges of inflation, of petrodollar, of rivals knocking at its back door, on Western Hemisphere, what to talk of the globe. So in that frustration, the US has become very, very, I would say it has become a global bully.
Dr. Maria, I like to ask you a question that in the real term, if there is anti-American feelings, which they are in Latin America, they are in South America. And in fact, Latin Americans, they have given altogether a different theories like dependency school of thought, post-positivism. They all came from Latin America. So do you think that American action in Venezuela would further fuel this anti-Americanism in South America?
You can repeat again the question, please? Sorry.
My question is that whatever America has done in the case of Maduro in Venezuela, will it fuel anti-Americanism in your region?
Well, we have problems about that because Latin America, for the last signs, I share one picture with my friend. I don't know if he shared with you, if you can put it in the share with us, because in this picture, I send it, we can see all the intervention of the United States, the last signs. Only Venezuela doesn't have any intervention. Why? Because our government was a friend of the United States, and they do whatever they want in that time. And but in Latin America, for this situation, in most of the countries, the left take a lot of power about like the anti-imperialism, because they know how the dictatorships from the right was really terrible for us. Including we had many people from the Nazis, for example, or something like that, come to our countries. and worked with these dictators. And that's why we have also like a really strong anti-imperialist movement. But the problem is like most the mass media in Latin America in general was support the United States, and they also support the right, and they even doesn't care about the anti-imperialist because they don't care about also like the poor people. The disequality in Latin America is really hard, and one of the countries with a better situation was Venezuela, and also, for example, Argentina or Brazil, where in these countries the anti-imperialist is bigger because they had a lot of invest in the in education for free, and also because they had a history with also with dictators, and then with the progressist leaders. But actually, for problems about corruptions and other things, um, the society become like try to change, but all the opposition, all the right in Latin America, they are fascist. For example, Cast, he was supporting the Pinochet government, and many people wants to compare Maduro with Pinochet, but it's really different. Pinochet was supported by United States, and Maduro try only to control the country, because we can get crazy with all this situation, economic situation. It's really difficult to handle it. One country, one system, when we pay everything with our oil, and then we cannot, because first time the prices of the oil was in 100 dollars, something like that, and then fall down until $20. And it was really difficult for us in the first time, and then the sanctions. Um, you need to think about how you can give the food and everything to the people if everything comes from the government and the state's companies. And actually, the 80% of food in Venezuela is made in Venezuela, and we made it. We changed the many things inside Venezuela in the really bad situation, in the really bad context, thanks to China. We have bilateral deals in many things, not only in oil, and but this is I think I want to say for the youngest people in this meeting, this is not for third time, and maybe we will die, and maybe the United States will be the same. But we need to still defend our country, defend our ideas, defend, fight for the peace. We need to understand this is also racist situation, because for them it's like we are the best, we are the white people, and these ugly people from Latin America, indigenous, mixed with Africans, with everything, they are not human. It's something like that, and we need, maybe they will not say in these words, but we know is about that, because we have a lot of experience with this situation, with the imperialism, and also with the son and the daughters of the Europeans, and we need to say the things in the real way. And but we will continue with this idea of anti-imperialist and try to do our best. And we know it's for a long time. And maybe we will not see the change, but we can contribute with something, and it's enough.
Thank you, Dr. Maria. You rightly pointed out that Latin America is really supporting, and they have, in fact, created the idea of post-positivism, anti-imperialism. And in fact, everybody is looking towards you, I mean, the Latin American nations. And you rightly pointed out there is no comparison between General Pinochet and Maduro, because Pinochet came into power by derailing the government, democratic government of Prime Minister Allende, and he was supported by United States of America. And by the way, Maduro was not supported by the US.
Yes, and also I want to say something about this. The difference is really big. Pinochet, he killed a lot of people. He put inside the stadium of soccer in Chile 5,000 of Chileans, communist Chileans, and he killed them inside. And he put rats inside the vagina of woman, of communist woman. They teach of dogs how to make a sexual abuse for the communist woman. And this is really hard kind of torture. He make it that. And what the United States say? Anything, because they support that. Because it's the fight with the communists. And that's why the anti-imperialists in Latin America exist. Maybe we don't have a lot of media for show it, because I told you, the media was controlled in most of our countries for the people who support the United States. But we are still alive in Latin America, and we are not agree with this. And for example, Brazil today sent us medicine, because for one of the bombing, they destroyed our medicines for the patients of cancer or anything else problem. And also Petro, and in Colombia, and the president of Mexico, and the president of Chile, Boric, he will leave in a few months, but he also say like is against of the situation with the United States. Unfortunately, the other countries, they don't have enough voices for say something, anything else, because they have this kind of government like Milei. He support to Israel. And for the Argentinians, I know it's really hard, this situation, because they have a tradition left society, and I hope in the next time they will choose better and not this kind of fascist president.
Thank you, Dr. Maria. In fact, we have a very short time, and we have several questions. I would like to put forward one question to Major General Samrez Salik Saab, and this is the last question. And this question is raised by Arifa Kakar, and she asked that after Venezuela, is there any chance of a regime change in Iran, as President Trump is making statements about possible US actions? Behind all this chaos, is there a US Mossad nexus, especially since they failed to bring about regime change in Iran last year? Is it possible that they might succeed this time? General Saab.
Thank you very much. I would like to first mention that there are certain areas on the globe which have become critical in the recent past. One is the Persian Gulf. It has already been critical, but now the activities are happening around Persian Gulf. Second is Bab al-Mandab. Over there also the activities are happening, like in Yemen and Somaliland. And third, I would say Panama Canal. Now I see these activities or aggression in these areas as moves and counter moves for the rivals for the global power. As far as Iran is concerned, definitely there's no doubt that there is a nexus between Mossad and the US. In the last showdown of 2025 between Israel and Iran, there was a declared objective of regime change. They could not succeed. They will not give up on this objective because they will continue putting in their efforts. And right now, we are witnessing a very large size protest in Iran. And President Trump is also flexing his muscles that he might intervene for the sake of regime change in Iran. And as I mentioned in my talk, I would say the control over Venezuela has enhanced liberty of action of the US as far as Iran is concerned. In previous showdown of 2025, there was a serious concern that if Persian Gulf gets choked or gets blocked, or the movement of oil from these regions gets interdicted, there is going to be a serious impact on oil prices and energy flow of the world. Now, having secured another source of energy, America now can take this chance because it will have its backup plan. So, as far as regime change is concerned, it continues to be their objective. Pakistan particularly cannot afford to have a regime which is pro-Israel in Iran, but we should link all these efforts with the Chinese ambitions for the future, which is CPEC and BRI, and these are the moves and counter moves to block China in various ways. As far as chances of success are concerned, these are very conflicting reports coming from Iran. I personally see that it can be a double-edged sword. If America resorts to an aggression against Iran, this may be counterproductive. It may rather unify Iranian population rather than going against the regime. India wanted to create similar effect or division in Pakistan once they launched an offensive against Pakistan, but we had a unification impact. Rather, we had a positive impact. So America will definitely see the situation on ground, and they will only intervene once they are sure that their action will not backfire.
Thank you very much, General Saab. Very enlightened your answers. In fact, these replies from your side and from Dr. Maria will definitely have enhanced the understanding regarding Venezuela and Iran. And definitely we will have a independent session on Iran as well, inshallah, soon. Now I would like to invite Shafkat Rasool, the pioneer of this think tank, International Institute for Regional and International Affairs. Shafkat Rasool, over to you, please.
Sir, thank you very much. I am very thankful of attendees, those attend this webinar. Especially, I'm very thankful of speakers. Maria from Venezuela, she is my good friend. Thank you very much, Maria. And secondly, Major General Retired Dr. Mohammad Samrez Malik Saab, thank you, sir. Sir, Munawar Hussain Saab, also I am very thankful of you. Ma'am Amna. Here I am very, also I am thankful of came from different attaché of South Korea, as well as Shaka from Rwanda High Commission. He's a different attaché. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Shafkat Rasool. And at the end, I would like to mention few names who also sent their questions, but because of the short of time, we could not entertain them, like Arbab Khushk, Muhammad Bilal Ahmed, and Haris Aziz and HB. Next time, inshallah, we will answer your questions. Thank you very much, all of you, especially Major General Retired Samrez Salik Saab and Dr. Maria from Venezuela. Inshallah, see you soon. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for you make this, and see you soon.
Thank you, Maria.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.